I-25 Paseo del Norte commuters, brace yourselves for some new twists and turns this morning. Starting this morning, I-25 southbound frontage road from Paseo del Norte to San Antonio will be reduced to one lane only. Now, you all know that this is going to clog things up a bit, so you should expect delays and seek an alternate route. You know, you hear a lot about the Paseo job, but you also need to know about another road construction project that is just up the road in Bernalillo. It's hit more than one snag.
This project is supposed to widen the main road that most people use to go through Bernalillo and the high school, but it is running months behind schedule. It was supposed to be finished in November before the holidays, but as you can see here, it is still going on. It cost $19 million. It was supposed to take 8 months to complete, but right now we are at 10 and counting. The I-25 interchange is being remodeled as well. The US 550 is being widened from the interstate to New Mexico 313, a busy intersection that's close to Bernalillo High School. The State Department of Transportation says delays in projects affecting high traffic routes are really not all that uncommon. You have to deal with the traffic that's already there. You have to coordinate with the utilities. That all takes time. Then you have the weather, which makes projecting the day when the project is supposed to get done pretty darn hard.
You know, there's other things that may have occurred. We haven't determined all the factors that caused us to go by the deadline.
The Department of Transportation says this widening of US 550 in Bernalillo is now expected to wrap up in the spring. And the number of things that come together to pull off these big road projects is quite staggering, so it's no big surprise when things don't go according to plan, but you know what, it's still quite frustrating. All right, if you ride the Rail Runner, get ready for the possibility of some delays because of construction now through February 3rd. These will set you back 10 to 15 minutes. The reason? Well, railroad ties are getting replaced along a 7-mile stretch of track. Trains will have to slow down for the workers. They started yesterday, continues today, and once again, it goes through February 3rd. That is 3 weeks from today. Also this morning, ABQ Ride is expanding its service to students at Atrisco Heritage Academy High School in the southwest part of Albuquerque. The first route to the school will get there at 6:50 this morning. 2 afternoon stops are also scheduled. One arrives at 3, the other at 5. For now, Atrisco Heritage is being served with a temporary stop on southbound 118th Street, just north of Dennis Chavez.
Albuquerque City Council President Ken Sanchez wants to protect city businesses from wage hikes if there's rampant inflation like there was back in the 70s. In 2012, voters approved the ordinance tying annual increases to the Consumer Price Index to ensure the minimum wage keeps up with inflation. Sanchez is not making a formal proposal just yet. He's awaiting the outcome of a couple of legal challenges to Albuquerque's new minimum wage law. Minimum wage hike advocates are crying foul, saying Sanchez has no right to second-guess voters. You see, on January 1st, Albuquerque's minimum wage climbed to $8.60 per hour based on inflation of 1.2%. Bios in Santa Fe is closing up shop after nearly 30 years in business. The family announced the Santa Fe store will close at the end of January. The New Mexican reports that Jack Bios personally told employees about the closing this weekend and that the family placed an ad in the newspaper's Saturday's edition saying that the closing is due in part due to current economic conditions and that, quote, we regretfully announce that the time has come to close. Well, this morning, 24 employees at EMCOR in Albuquerque are looking for work.
The company announced it's cutting 24 high-paying jobs and furloughing 25 other workers for the next 2 months. EMCOR insists this is not a trend, just a part of the normal business cycle for the solar panel industry. Number of workers affected is small. It's just a fraction of EMCOR's 860. But again, these are high-paying jobs leaving the Duke City.
Pretty much all jobs across the organization. We have shared services functions, which include administration, general and administration roles, in IT, information technology positions, finance, and of course production and operation roles as well.
Meanwhile, the city of Albuquerque says the big job picture in the Duke City is looking up. In the last 12 months, we grew 3,200 new jobs. Most are in the service sector, construction, and hospitality industries. The city's economic development office is now trying to lure companies from out of town to town and trying to get the ones here to grow.
We cannot recruit our way out of this only Okay, that's a good component, it's a good part of it, but we need to also grow our own. We've got such great resources here. You know, we talk about, you know, federal jobs versus private sector jobs. Again, it's not or, it's and. We should be utilizing the billions of dollars that have come in here for research and development and get some of those ideas and commercialize them.
You might remember a year and a half ago, EMCOR laid off 33 workers in New Jersey and here in Albuquerque. Well, tribes in New Mexico and Arizona are getting $2.2 million in historic preservation grants. That money will pay for programs to preserve the native language, oral history, and sacred places. The pueblos of Powake, Santa Ana, Zuni, and the Mescalero and Jicarilla Apache will share $92,000. Tribes in Arizona will get the rest of the money. Elizabeth?
You might notice some new newspaper ads by Target today. The retail giant is apologizing for its security breach that is impacting over 100 million customers. The ad features a full-page apology letter. The original number of credit and debit cards breached was at 40 million. But Target is now saying the personal information of up to 110 million customers may have been compromised, including customer emails. Security experts are warning customers who have provided Target with their email to be very careful about opening up any links in any email that you get. If you click on a link, it may install malware into your computer. And Neiman Marcus has also been hit by hackers. Heads up, the store announced over the weekend that some of its customers' payment credit card information was hacked over the holiday season. It's not clear exactly how many people were affected. Now, while there's no Neiman Marcus store here in New Mexico, if you did shop online, the company confirms there was a criminal cybersecurity intrusion. The retailer is now working with the Secret Service in its investigation.